The Emperor of Any Place, penned by Tim Wynne-Jones, is a captivating young adult novel that blends elements of historical fiction and fantasy, delving into the realm of magical realism. The narrative revolves around Evan, a typical teenager residing in an unnamed Toronto suburb, who is confronted with the sudden demise of his father. Upon stumbling upon a mysterious book amidst his father's belongings, the story takes an intriguing turn, branching into two interconnected tales: Evan's own journey and the supernatural story his father was engrossed in before his passing. Although seemingly disparate, the inner story weaves a complex tapestry that sheds light on Evan's familial struggles and vividly portrays how the reverberations of war can transcend time and generations. Evan Griffin, a 16-year-old, finds himself grappling with the loss of his father, a former draft dodger deeply rooted in the counterculture of a bygone era. Amidst his grief, Evan receives an enigmatic phone call inquiring about his father's familiarity with a specific book. Intrigued and still reeling from his emotional turmoil, Evan embarks on a search through his father's study, eventually unearthing a mysterious yellow book. Within its pages lie two intertwined tales, each chronicling the experiences of two soldiers stranded on Kokorajima, a small South Pacific island, as World War II draws to a close. Isamu Oshiro, a Japanese soldier, and Durwood Craft, an American soldier, share their accounts within the book, with Isamu's being a memoir addressed to his newlywed wife. To Evan's astonishment, he discovers that his estranged grandfather, Griff, a gruff nonagenarian and a lifelong Marine, is a character in the story he is reading. Shortly after this revelation, Griff, assuming the role of Evan's guardian, enters Evan's life. Despite their initially abrasive interactions, Evan begins to unravel the mysteries that lie within the book, forging a deeper connection with his family's history and his own identity. The Emperor of Any Place delves further into the captivating novel within a novel, immersing readers in the compelling tales of Isamu and Durwood. Isamu serves as a soldier in the Imperial Japanese Army, while Durwood is the lone survivor of a crashed American cargo plane. Their narratives recount their arduous battles for survival, stretching far beyond the boundaries of Evan's own story, embracing the genre of historical fiction. Within their accounts, fantastical elements come to life as their island becomes infested with grotesque monsters, wraiths, and demons. Isamu forms a unique bond with childlike ghosts he affectionately refers to as his ghostly family, and encounters memory-stealing zombies known as Jikininki. The story commences with Isamu's recollection, where he finds himself guided by the Jikininki towards a wreckage of a cargo plane housing two deceased individuals. Among the wreckage, he discovers Durwood, the navigator, who, although injured, has managed to survive and is accompanied by his own ghostly family. Initially contemplating killing Durwood, Isamu's attention shifts when a fearsome Tengu, a mythical creature with the head of a vulture and the body of a bear, threatens to attack them. Isamu injures the Tengu, but fails to vanquish it completely. Suspicion arises that Durwood may have attracted the Tengu, leading Isamu to take him captive. However, as time progresses and circumstances dictate, an unlikely friendship develops between the two men, driven by necessity and devoid of a common language. Eventually, they are discovered by Commander Griff, Evan's grandfather, who aids Durwood in leaving the island, promising a hesitant Isamu that he will return for him. Whether Griff fulfilled his promise remains uncertain. Meanwhile, in Evan's timeline in Any Place, Canada, the tone is less heroic, yet equally tumultuous. Evan grapples with the weight of his grief, while his relationship with his grandfather suffers under the burden of their emotional baggage. In the climactic finale of The Emperor of Any Place, Evan begins to suspect that Griff, his grandfather, was responsible for Isamu's death and the theft of his memoir, which ultimately ended up in Evan's father's possession. This suspicion arises as Evan delves deeper into the truth surrounding the Kokorajima incident. The novel concludes with a gripping confrontation between Evan and Griff, where Evan confronts his grandfather about his alleged actions. During their intense dialogue, Griff asserts that it was, in fact, the Tengu who killed Isamu. Initially skeptical, Evan struggles to believe this claim. However, a revelation occurs when Evan experiences a vivid memory of the event. It is revealed that Evan himself was one of the pre-incarnated child ghosts on the island, witnessing the entire incident unfold. This realization shakes Evan's perception of the events. Moreover, Evan discovers that Griff's lack of genuine love for his own son stemmed from his affection for an Icelandic woman with whom he had a child. Together, Evan and Griff form a plan to locate this woman and her child. The remaining branches of Evan's family tree, the contrast between the mundane aspects of Evan's own storyline and the vivid and fantastical nature of the novel within a novel, is a notable stylistic choice by Wynne-Jones. Critics have expressed mixed opinions on the success of this juxtaposition. Nevertheless, The Emperor of Any Place stands as a distinct contemplation of the long-lasting familial and personal consequences stemming from the impact of war, often examined in more sweeping terms. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.